Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You're a little high up here. Let me get you down just a little bit. Oh, that's better. I don't have to stare up at you. Although that does thin out my chin, right? Hey, everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where I hope I can inspire you to get something under the needle. And Frito is ready for her goldfish already. Yeah, good morning. There she is. This is our little rescue Frito. Antoinette from Smart Needles sent her some goldfish because she's a sweetheart. Good morning. Good morning. There you are, love. Yeah, such a sweet baby. Yeah, it's great to see everybody here in the chat. Hold on, I got to give her a Dave biscuit. She loves her Dave biscuits. Yeah. There you are, baby girl. All right. Good dog. Oh my goodness. I was deep in sewing yesterday and we must have had a dog go by outside the door. She just barked and had the growl at the door. Set my nerves on edge. Anyway, oh, it's great to see everybody here from Australia. Hi, hi. You know, I was looking at my video from Friday, yesterday evening, just to check the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. And the quality of that video was so bad. I thought, why are these people putting up with me? Y'all, I'm not on in fiber. They say it's coming. My husband is running over the flags in the front yard because they've been out there for a couple of months. And, you know, whenever that's going to happen, I don't know. We've seen them laying the cable along the pipes for it along the highway down at the end of my street. So we shall see. But in the meantime, we're on frequency hopping internet from Vernia to Quero at the present time. So, all right. Well, I'm glad everybody's doing well. I hope you got some stitching done this weekend, or maybe you cleaned your sewing room, or you got some fabrics pressed or whatever. I finished woolly wall hanging. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? I loved it. So fun to put it all together. Get out of the way, Becky. Yeah. Okay. I'm loving it. And then that is same designer for both quilts. That's Corey Yoder. Okay. And this fabric line is Starberry. Okay. Yeah. Woolly turned out so cute. I'm really pleased. Love this gorgeous fabric. Turned out just absolutely beautiful. I love to piece. That's one of my favorite things. And I like piecing whimsical patterns. Love it, love it. Very happy with all of that. Back out you go. Okay. So thank you guys so much. I'm very happy with how that, it was a nice little thing to do in August. And so I have a long arm, so I'll be looking forward to getting those on the long arm. And then Saturday, I quilted all but a little bottom row of the Land of Enchantment fabric line that is in the Candyland quilt from Villa Rosa Designs. So that's almost ready to come off the long arm. I've got one little bottom row left, and I've got to pick Harriet's brain again about how to do that. I got to think about it. She emailed me a little video on how to do it, and I got to go find it. So, but I was very busy yesterday finishing up the first video for Merry Christmas. Now, Merry Christmas is a quilt snapplique along that we are doing with this Amy Bradley Designs quilt. We're scanning in the pattern pieces into the Brothers Scan and Cut, and then converting those into machine embroidery designs. So the embroidery machine does all the stitching around the outside of the block, and we don't have to do that with a domestic. Absolutely love it. So I've got a link below to the pattern. I've got a coupon code for 10% off all Amy Bradley Designs patterns, all of them. And then I got the fabric kit from Two Chicks Quilting. So I've got links to all of that below too, if you want to join us. So you just got your fabric, Billy Lou. Awesome. Awesome. So I can't wait. I'm going to show you, spoiler alert, Penguin. Look at him. Isn't he precious? Now, what I'm going to show you how to do in this series. Now, this video won't be out until Wednesday. So today's video that's going to drop is all about fabric prep. And I've got to piece in the part about how to scan all that in. Anyway, because I scanned them in during a Stitchuation Room live the other day. And I want to point to that, but I don't want all the chit chat up in the front. So Carissa, you had to plug all your electronics back in from a thunderstorm. We had one Friday night. Oh man, I had to go around here and unplug everything, computers and everything. It was bad. So what I am going to show you how to do in this particular one that's different. He needs a haircut, right? That's different from the other blocks that we did with Happy Halloween is this sits right on the seam line for the sashing. So you don't want the blanket stitching across the bottom. And the software automatically applies the blanket stitching on the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to use the Stitch Simulator to remove that lower line of stitching. So I think he turned out just precious. The button is digitized. That's just a circle fill with two little circle fills in it. And then the center line. And then his little smirk and his little eyeballs. And he just as cute as he could be. Very easy to do. This is a much easier pattern than Happy Halloween was. I'll tell you that. So that will be out on Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. Connie, you could put, oops, sorry. Thank you, Candace. You could put that on a sweatshirt. You certainly could. Don't I have surge protectors attached to my electronics, Michelle? Yes, I do, ma'am. But that little penguin on a shirt or a sweatshirt, hoodie or whatever for the holidays, that'd be adorable. That'd be just adorable. So I do have surge protectors, and all surge protectors do, you guys, is to allow you to gracefully power off the machine. Okay. That still happens and you'll get a beep, right? We had lightning striking around here. And so better safe than sorry, right? Surge protectors will not protect my luminaire from brain damage. And so we want to be really careful about that. I love his little smile too. Yeah, that's just adorable. And if you get good at doing snap applique and you figure out how to resize those designs, you can make them this big, right? And put it up here on a little peeking out of a pocket. Wouldn't that be cute? Adorable, just adorable. Now you want one. Yeah, I know. They're too cute. I'm going to show them to you all throughout when I make them. So the last one, Happy Halloween, I was going on a sew and sail cruise. And so you got videos every day while I was gone. And I'm not doing that this time. I'm stitching right along with you so I can run into the issues and make you aware of them. So since I have the SVG files for the snowman, could you cut it in vinyl and heat press onto a sweat top? Absolutely, you could. Of course you could. Yeah, you just have to figure out how you're going to do your little eyes, and if you want to make little circles and layer them, do it. That'd be great. You could even create your little smirk, that little smile. You sure could. What a great idea. You guys are so creative. I love it. So did we hit 500? Is Glory in here? Glory, I've got your mug. Just me and about 500 of my quilty friends. I love that. Glory Torres made these for me. Glory, I got your email that you sent me. And I want to tell you, I'm so glad I didn't read it this morning. You had me in tears. It touched my heart so much. I want to say good morning to Nikki. So you're here. Good. Thank you very much. You made my day, my friend. Just made my day. I also was looking in the folder that you sent me when you sent me these that has all those extra things. And you had a bus and it had the Ohio Star on the back of it. I thought, oh, I'd love to put that on the back of the motorhome. That would be cool. Yeah. Hey, we've got a virtual kitchen, just like you get a kitchen in any stitching retreat. Please wander over there. I think I smell cinnamon rolls and there's always hot coffee. It's virtual, you guys. There is no calories or fat in there. and lots of friendship in there too. So please wander over. If you're new and this is your first time on the live, please let us know in the chat. And I've got a welcoming committee that will give you a big hello and welcome. They're wandering around here. Yeah. And hit the thumbs up button on your way into the kitchen if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe too. I am having my 1-year Stitchuation room anniversary on August 28th at 8 a.m. Central. That one day will be at 8. And I am going to be giving away all kinds of prizes. Well, I'm the vessel. I've got vendors that are giving away all kinds of prizes to you guys. And the grand prize is a Scan and Cut 325 SDX luggage for it, it's a carrying case. And there's a 24-inch scanning mat and a $100 gift card. And that is courtesy of McQueeney's Sewing out of Arizona. I want to thank the McQueeney's family for sponsoring that. Very excited about that. It has flown by, has it not? Yeah. But you must be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. So if you see that subscribe button down there below the video and it is in black, and then you are not a subscriber. So be sure to hit that. It should gray out and it'll say subscribed. You've got to be a subscriber in order to win those. So glad to see everybody here. Yeah, it's wonderful. We've got newbies. Y'all look out. Okay, so the title of this video was about, where's my box? What did I do with the box? It's right here. I am doing the mystery designer block of the month with the Fat Quarter Shop, because who doesn't need a block of the month, right? To keep you busy. Now, this is the finishing kit. And what you get is all of the fabric to make the houses. And the inside block of the house is what is the mystery. So there's different quilt designers. Okay, hold on a second. Wendy, you can do it with a 6x10 hoop and you don't need to size it down. Okay, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Some pieces will need to be stitched with the domestic, unless you want to shrink it all down. And you just shrink it down to the size that it will fit in your hoop. Okay, there's not a specific size. It's whatever size you want. So anyway, so I was doing this and you get all of this stuff. You just don't know what the block is in the middle and you don't know who the designer is. So since this is going to take a year, right? And I am mobile, I travel a lot and I want to take things with me on the road to be able to travel. So yesterday I spent a considerable amount of time. I'm so excited that I did this. Y'all, stuff like this makes me happy, happy, happy. I'm a little, oh, it's heavy. This is a Yazzie bag. They don't make this Yazzie bag anymore. I have a call in to Yasmita Magan from Yazzie Bags to ask her about making this happen. My chair is way low. This is driving me crazy. Okay. I'm a little OCD when it comes to organization, you guys. It's, I don't know, good or bad, right? One way or the other. I got to show you guys what I did. I love it. I love it. So I went through the pattern yesterday, took all the fabric that was in there and created the ultimate travel. So look at this. I cut all my pieces. These little letters, these letter tiles, I'm not taking them out of the zippers. These letter tiles can be made with the embroidery machine. They are from Embroidery Garden. And if you want to make them, look for the word letters in the search box. Okay. So I've got my pieces all in here. Those pieces that are sharing a pocket are also individually in little zipper bags inside of there. So I've got all this done. And then over here, there's the rest of the pieces. Okay. So everything is super organized. I've got my pattern right here. Okay. That told me how to finish these out. And then this particular bag, like I said, I didn't see it on the website. I wanted to link to it. It has a block bag in it. So the 2 blocks that I finished, this is a firm board, okay, that holds these. So that I just love that the blocks are not going to get handled for the rest of the year while I'm making these. Okay, so I can get these blocks done and created and whatnot. And then back here, there is another clear pouch, and I've got my backing in here. Let me get the glare off of it. I've got the backing in here, and these are my borders and my binding fabric, and it's all together. So the whole mystery block of the month. I want to talk to Yasmita about marketing a block of the month bag. I think that would be an amazing seller for you guys. So it would have to contain a block case. So I've got you in mind, and I'm going to talk to her about that. I also would like to have a clear pouch on the outside of this so I can print out the picture of this off, like from the internet, okay? And I can slip it in here. And that way I know what's being carried in this bag. I just like to have them labeled like that. So y'all, I'm telling you. Now I've got a coupon code below the video to Yazzie Bags, and you can get 10% off. These are the best made travel quilting bags in the world. Really heavy straps with X seams on them and they're made on treadle machines in India. So they are made by hand, y'all. And the zippers are best in the industry. Most of them are double zippers. I'm telling you, I know this bag is the bomb. See this? This is a double zipper. All of these are. No, that one down there is a single. But it's nice. I can get to either, if I need that one or that one, I just open that up from the middle. Just really nice. Fantastic. Yazzie bags are the best. So once you get one, you'll have it. They'll bury you with it. I'm telling you, you'll have it forever because they last forever and ever. So that was what I wanted to do today, was to stitch up a house on a couple of those blocks. So do I remember the name of the Yazzie bag? So here's the thing. This Yazzie bag, they've got one on there that has the long straps and it's got 19 pockets inside, and that will work. The only thing it doesn't have is that block bag. But other than that, it's the quilter's kit. It's called the quilter's project bag, I think. So yeah, Bernadette has them. There you go. Yeah, it's wonderful to be able. These bags are, they always, she always has a booth at Houston. So good stuff. That's one of those things you don't, because I was sitting here I was looking on Amazon and I was like, okay, I want to travel with this, and I want, maybe I'll get those little pencil bags and a 3-ring binder, and I can put 26 pencil bags in there with all my little pieces, or however many through you. So 20, 22, whatever. And then I was like, I can't find a binder that I like. And I thought, Becky, you've got a Yazzie bag, make it work, right? Plus this has a nice carry strap. So in the box now, the box has, don't forget to put the pattern back. Okay, thank you. Well, I was going to stitch on it maybe later in the hour. So in here now, what I've got are leftover scraps from the block of the month that arrived, okay, for both months that I've done so far. And then this is the leftover fabric from cutting all of that. So I've got all that in here. And then the 2 patterns from the blocks of the month that I have made so far. So this box is going to hold all the extra stuff. When I get finished with the block of the month, if they're not used, this fabric will be incorporated into my stash. These little fabrics will go into a scrap bin, okay? And then patterns, I usually don't keep them. Once I make a quilt, I don't make it again. And the box, while lovely, just takes up a lot of space in my sewing room, so I usually get rid of it. So just, but right now it's a spot for everything after I make all of my blocks. I don't like stuff everywhere all over my room. So Okay, good. You just signed up for the Me Time monthly kit with Shabby Fabrics. Okay. That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. Yeah, the bag is perfect for retreats, Sally. You're absolutely right. So anyway, now this pattern, I'll put back in my stash. I don't know. Oh my goodness, Judy. Can the Scan and cut Minky? Will this be used in the Merry Christmas? Can it be used in the Merry Christmas quilt? Can it cut Minky? Yes. Do you want to? No. Don't do that. You will ruin the mat. It'll be all over. That mat will be fuzzier than the Minky itself by the time it's all said and done. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I know Dee Dee, Dee Dee says the boxes can be used for other projects. I know that, but I can't see what's inside of it. And if I can't see what's inside of it, I don't like it. I'm a visual organizer. I've got to see everything. So, oh, the subscribe bell has either all or personalized Scotty Dog. The bell, yeah. That means do you want all videos you're subscribed to or just, I think. But if you're subscribed, the little round, it's like an oval, is grayed out, then you are subscribed. Then do you want to be notified? Being notified is different. Being notified means every time I drop a video, you'll get a ding on your phone, right? So what else did I want to talk to you guys about today? I think that was it. So I'm going to start stitching now on those blocks. I can't wait to get going on more blocks for Merry Christmas. That is so cute. So, all right. So I'm getting into the pattern here for this. The bell is for notification. Yeah. All right. It had A through U. Is anybody else doing this with me? Okay. It says you're subscribed. Good, Karen. That's good. Yep. So by the time I get into here, we're going to start making roofs. It looks like roofs. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I need those rooftop blocks and the T for both red and green. So the Q rooftop blocks and the T is a bottom corner. It's a sew and flip method, you guys. Yeah, I mean, I would, if you want it to be a cuddle quilt, put Minky on the back. But I like the idea of using a fuzz for the polar bear. That might be cute. Felt for the reindeer. You know, texturize it if you want to, but I would not cut that out. So roofs, I need to ask Frito, Michelle says. All right. Let me get that stuff out of the thing here. Oh, y'all, I don't know how to navigate YouTube's buttons. I don't like notifications because I'm subscribed to a lot of channels and my phone would do nothing but go off. And then it's a giant time suck, right? And I wouldn't get anything done because I'd be like, ooh, I want to see what that person's doing. I just get on in the morning and look. So I don't subscribe to a lot of channels. I mean, I'm subscribed. I don't turn on notifications. So, all right. I got to get out my roofs. Roof pieces. Let's call it that. My roof pieces. And I got to make 6 of these. Okay. So I have both colors in here. There are red roofs pieces and aqua roof pieces. And it says to make 6. So I got way more than 6. I think there's a bunch of them in here. Is Keith on? Yeah, we've got some necklaces on the site. I think I had 6 left. You guys had subscribed to be notified when more were put on there. And he did, and most of them are gone, but there's a few left. And then I need letter T right here. My letter T's. So I'm going to work with these this morning. I won't, I've got a lot of new people that are here, so I'll go over my process, how to get the sew and flip method correct. Okay. This is a fundamentals. This is just a process that I have found that really, really works to get these correct. Okay. So they're calling them Eve units. This is the left Eve unit, and I need 6 left pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's it for those. And then I need 6 of the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're making this quilt, pay attention. My print was wonky, so you'll want to straighten that out, which means you may be cutting cross grain, which is fine. With quilting, that doesn't matter as much as garment sewing, so that's not that big of a deal. All right. So when you're doing the sew and flip method, let me pull out 6 of these, 2, 4, 6. They tell you to mark a diagonal line on the back of the fabric. 2, 4, 6. And I tend to chain piece so that I'm sewing the same thing over and over and over at the same time. That makes me happy. You want to get a straight edge and a marking tool. I use a friction fine liner, and it is an iron. It irons away. It's not that big of a deal. Speaking of which, let me turn on my iron while I'm here and get it warmed up. So with sew and flips, this will make you crazy if you don't take into consideration how this works. So I've always heard scant, quarter inch, that kind of thing. We don't have a quarter inch on these. I don't like the term scant. It's subjective. I don't like subjective. I like exact. Okay. All right. So on these blocks on the back, I'm putting my ruler corner to corner. Okay. This is really important. So I'm putting my ruler corner to corner. If the ruler's corner to corner, the line is not. It's right next to corner to corner. So I'm going to draw a line. I like to start in the middle and kind of draw it up a little bit, sketch it up so that it's right next to the ruler. So it's important to realize if the ruler's corner to corner, then the line is not. That means one of these 2 triangles that are divided by the line is smaller than the other. So the one that is smaller is the one that's hanging out from underneath the ruler because you just drew a line, and you need to put a little mark so that you know that that's the small side. The reason for that is so that's the piece that's going to be cut off. The larger side, while the line looks like it's corner to corner, it is not. It's right next to it. Okay. There is a gap that's in there, a couple of thread widths that gives you room to fold this over and have it match so that it pieces correctly. Okay. So when you're doing a bunch of these at one time, that's why you need the mark. If you're not doing a bunch at one time, you're doing them one at a time, you don't need to mark, you don't need to make your little mark. I just do it out of habit. Okay. So just ruler's corner to corner, line is not. Last week I showed how I use diagonal seam tape for that, and then you don't have to mark them. But when you're just starting out with quilting and you're not 100% on your accuracy of your stitch line, then drawing is best, so that the drawn line can tell you stitch on the line, exactly on it. This is important. That turn of cloth gives you the room to be able to flip that point over and have it be right. Otherwise, it'll be short. If you sew the long side to the corner, you'll be short, and you'll be pulling to make it fit, and then it won't fit, and then your block will be wonky and you'll be mad. How do I know that? It took me years to figure out why sometimes they fit and sometimes they didn't. And that was because I wasn't putting the little mark on there, so I didn't know which corner was which. Okay. All right. Am I marking on the wrong side or the pretty side? Michelle, I'm marking on the wrong side. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Wrong side. I'll hold them up so you can see. Pretty side. Marking on the wrong side. Okay. Okay. So now, what I mean by that. Now, I'll do these in a second. Okay. Now, this is the base shape. The whole point of sewing these together is to add a sew and flip corner to the base shape. You want to maintain the integrity of the base shape. It's a certain size now, and it should be the same certain size when you finish sewing on that corner. It'll just be two different fabrics, okay? So you want to maintain the integrity of the base shape, and I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, we're sewing down here in the bottom left corner. I'm going to make sure the side with the part with the little mark on it is going into the corner, because that's the part that's going to be cut off. When you put it on there, you want to put it on exactly so that it doesn't hang over the sides, and from the back, you can't tell that there's a piece of fabric on there. Maintain the integrity of the base shape. It should not be over like that. You should not see that. Okay. You want it on there exactly. And so I usually match the corner and then match the sides. Okay. And then I'm going to sew exactly on the line. And I'm going to make 6. And this is directional fabric too, you guys. Now I've got that pile of squares, and since I marked made that little mark on the side, the smaller side, I know which side to put the corner. I know where that corner goes. Because usually when you're making a quilt like this, you know, they'll have you mark 50 or something at a time, and then you're like, okay, and you don't know. So sometimes you can sit there and mark a gazillion little squares and then go to the machine. Okay, we got 2 more. Where's my short side? Right there. Yeah. My mark fit. My tool, my little friction marker has seen better days. 2 more, right? Did I say you had to sew those to the left side of the bottom? Bernadette, this thing says this is the left eave unit. So that's why I'm calling it. I don't know. I'm making it exactly like the picture. It looks like it's on my right. I'm with you. I guess it's the houses left as you look at it. I don't know. And the last one. It's nice to be able to play with pretty fabric. First off, I like it. All right. Okay. I'm going to trim these apart. Now, when I trim these apart, when I clip them apart, I don't care to use this cutter up here, which is fine for garment sewing, but I'm working on a bias, right? Because it's stitched corner to corner. So I'm on a bias. If I pull it through here and clip it, you're actually tugging and you're asking for some distortion. Not a fan of distortion at all. I want you guys to take a look at this. So you cannot see any of the background fabric over the point, and you cannot see the fabric on this one either, okay? So let me get these apart. These are just little things I've just learned because I was garment sewing forever, and I used to do alterations and all of that kind of stuff. I just learned to respect and understand how fibers work. Okay. So now, before I cut this off, I want to make sure that this point is going to fold over and match. And so I've got room now because I've sewed the shorter corner, the shorter triangle to the background fabric. And then I finger crease it and I hold one end while I crease it so I'm not pulling, okay? And if you look, so it still looks the same. I've got room. It should not tug like that. You don't want it to tug. You want it to match the points exactly. And from the back, you've maintained the integrity of the base shape. It looks the same. Okay? Looks exactly the same. And now when I iron, I don't switch. How come well, you have to turn it on, Thompson. So when that heats up, I'll iron it and then I'll cut it. And that's another important part of that step is that you finger press first and make sure it's going to fit exactly. And then you iron it and then you cut it. Okay. You want to make sure that, because if you cut your 1/4 inch right here first, you don't know where this goes. You can fold it up and wing it if you want, but you don't know where it goes. Okay. So all of these now should fit. So that you should be able to take a ruler, and this should measure, after you've done your sew and flip, it should measure exactly as it was before. It should not be off or wonky or bigger or smaller or anything. It should measure exactly, and I can't see. So, okay. Oh, what a nice feeling, Debbie. Aw, Debbie gifted a quilt at a wedding. That's really nice, and everybody loved it. Isn't that a nice feeling? When people appreciate what you do. So I'm real careful. I'm not pulling this, okay? Don't pull. You just want to fold it up and make sure it goes exactly to the opposite side. You've got room to fold it because the ruler was corner to corner and the line was right next to it. So in this little crease, it's called turn of cloth in the garment sewing world. They use that when they make collars, okay? That way the collar doesn't flip up on you when the fabric is folded over after it's sewn to that under collar. Okay, this is all looking good. All right, now my iron's hot, okay? Perfect, perfect. This is how you get your pieces right. This is how you get points like that to fit. That's how you get that look right there. See how they meet exactly? And everything fits like it's supposed to. That's how you get that. The green point and the black point and the red point, all three of them are perfect. Okay. Perfect enough for me. I'm pretty happy with it. But the method that I'm explaining here is how I got that way. Okay. You repeat Becky-isms all the time. Maintain the integrity of the base shape, right? That's what we say. My chair keeps sinking on me. Okay, so now I'm ready to press. My philosophy on pressing. This is just me, all right? You quilt police out there, I know you're like, that's not the way to do it. Y'all kill me. Okay, my philosophy on pressing cotton. Cotton is a natural fiber. Okay. Cotton, steam and heat warp. They make fibers shift. So I am not a fan of steam. I don't use steam in any of my quilts ever. I don't pre-treat my fabrics. I generally don't. When I iron my fabrics before I cut them, I only press with the weave or the weft, one or the other. No diagonals. When you press on a diagonal on cotton fibers, on a woven fabric, that weave that occurred during the manufacturing process will warp. And you'll see it. You can see the edge of the fabric start to wave. And it's because you pressed it diagonally, one way or the other, against the bias. And when you do that, your fabric's going to shift and you won't be happy. So I don't do that. I only iron, and usually I pick it up, but I press vertically or horizontally, and that's it. Now you got this wool. This is a seam roll and its companion little baby clapper. I have links to these below in the section called In My Sewing Room. These are from a gentleman in Fort Worth, handcrafted. They're fabulous. And then I make sure that the point is exactly where it needs to be. I know where it needs to be because I still have the edge of the fabric back there. I haven't cut it off yet. And then I lay the seam on the seam roll. I give it some heat and press it. I don't swish. Don't resist the urge. Eventually you'll train yourself. Don't wiggle it. And then give it a nice, just a couple seconds with a clapper. It doesn't need minutes, just a couple of seconds. And you can see how nice and flat that turned out, like that. See how pretty that is? Your corners shouldn't be hanging out over here either. They'll do that. And you'll be like, I know I didn't do that. How did that happen? They just do that. Okay, that happens. And then I'll fold back the top piece. And I've got a video below, right below in the description box, and it says how to make perfect points on sew and flips. Then I cut the 1/4 inch and fold that one piece back up. The exact same size that I started with on the base shape is still the exact same size. I maintain the integrity of the base shape. Okay. Really, really important. Okay. So the wool helps keep the fabric from stretching. Patty, the wool keeps the seam allowance from indenting. Doesn't keep it from stretching. It keeps it from indenting. So you don't see the outline of that. You got a nice flat piece right there. See that? So pretty. Looks great. And so I assembly line these. So I'm doing the same thing over and over at the same time. I hold that point down to make sure that it stays where I want it. And I'm going to melt my thing if I'm not careful because that's hot. Okay. You can do them one at a time. Like on these, there's a whole bunch of them. I have I think it's 13 inches, another one of these seam rolls that is 13 inches long, and you can do 2 or 3 of them at a time. Now, I know when Lori Holt uses her clapper, she'll leave them sit on there for a while. It's been my experience that you don't have to have them sit there that long, just till they cool a little bit. There is a, did I read your chat post on the sewing hourly rates? Okay. No, I didn't. I don't sew for people anymore. So I used to do bridal alterations till I had a bride that had one hip higher than the other, and her little rhinestone studded waistband was wonky. She blamed me. I'm like, look, you know, you got one hip higher than the other. I'm telling you that. Well, fix it. Well, I'm like, I can't fix that. You want me to to stitch this thing to your wedding gown crooked so it looks straight. that was the last straw for me. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. No more bridezillas. I wanted to tell her, go to the chiropractor and get your hips realigned. You'd be okay. But, sewing for the public is always fun. All right. I have my little trash can here. And now I learned to do this in the military as far as a process. If you do the same process over and over, it makes it more efficient. So now I'm only grabbing the scissors one time. Some people will make one square at a time. I just don't do that. I look for efficiency to make it quick. All right. Yeah, sewing for the public is something. I used to sew zipper repair for the local dry cleaners. I did that for a couple years. And then that got old. Zippers are so cheap in garments, it's insane. If you ever have a Carhartt zipper come out, from like those yellow outdoor work jackets, you can call Carhartt and give them the number. Like if the zipper rips anything, you can give them the number on the coat and they'll send you another zipper for free to fix it if you need it, right? So, oh, yeah, Carol, that's a good idea. Carol makes a square and sees how's it turning out before she goes to town on it. Yeah. Midge, my feelings exactly. Midge says her patience with client requests have waned in the years, so you don't do that anymore. Right? Yeah. Oh man, I wouldn't do that. Wedding dress for free. Okay, so all 6 of these are done, and they are still the same size as they were when I started. They're just 2 different fabrics. So that's kind of how I roll. Yep. No, you can't please people. Billy Lou, you used to shoot weddings. Yeah, that's something. I know it. That's crazy. Did a lot of wedding planning in my days. I worked in a protocol office in the military for a couple of years, and I could throw a party for 500 people with my eyes closed. No problem. No problem. So wedding planning was a piece of cake. Bridezilla, on the other hand, not so fun. Okay. So I'm ready to do these other ones. Look at that. You got your PQ 1600. Yay. Good. I'm glad, Barbara. I'm glad you're happy with it. Yep. You guys are lamenting about working for the public. You're working on a, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeannie, I think you're right. Is it Jean? I'm sorry. Working on a jelly roll quilt. Yeah, they're not all 2.5-inch strips. And it depends on the manufacturer too. And it's always good to check right beforehand. And then, when you're working on a pre-cut, you've always got to think, okay, you need to measure it and realize is the measurement usually they have pinked edges, usually. Is that at the top of the mountain or in the valley? Where is that 2.5 at, right? You've got to do that. So, okay. All righty. Now you think you got it? Good, Teresa. Good. So I'm going to do these other 6. I need a different marker. You can use a pencil too. Let me see. That's pen. That's no good. Let me use a different marker. You get this. So you're looking for Starberry? Fat Quarter Shop has it. I've got a link below to the fabric. Starberry's fantastic. It's beautiful. Just gorgeous by Corey Yoder. Matter of fact, I'm going to give away another Starberry jelly roll this coming Friday. Yay. not a jelly roll, I'm sorry, a Jolly Bar. My bad. Okay. Yeah, I know any pre-cut you get, even fat quarters are not necessarily all the same. And like, for instance, you know, this was yardage, okay? And it was printed wonky. I don't like that. You find that a lot with panels, where your panels are printed wonky. Okay, so if you're not going to, if you're, you know, skilled and you don't need to mark it, which is the most accurate way, straight up, you can use your diagonal seam tape. And I prefer to sew on a straight stitch machine, or use, if your machine has a needle plate that has the single hole on it, go ahead and put that on and use that, because the feed dogs, if you've got the space for the needle to do a zigzag on a traditional plate, the feed dogs will wiggle the fabric as it goes. You don't get that with a straight stitch machine. It just doesn't happen, and it's great. That's why your piecing is so much more accurate with a straight stitch. Small part to the bottom to be cut off. Okay. Sew on the line. Next. So I marked these two. Let me do this. Yeah, I just thought I'd go ahead and start getting these blocks together, so that as I finish my block of the month pieces and parts, then I can take a morning and finish up the rest of the block. Now, I don't have markings on this. Get in here. I'll show you how to do this. Okay. So I've got diagonal seam tape on here. The red line indicates where the needle's going to go. And so I put the fabric exactly where it needs to be. Put it to the side of the, I'm on the outside of the needle, the point of that fabric, and I'm going to take this point and put it just to the outside of that red line and make sure it's correct, and then stitch. And I'm eyeballing and making sure that this point is to the outside of that red line. It's not straight on it. If it's straight on it, it's going to sew that way, and then you won't have the room you need to be able to turn the cloth. So I'm going to put it just to the side. So having diagonal seam tape can be a real time saver. And you don't have to watch the needle, you just watch that point. The needle knows what it's doing, it has a job. I only put my eyes up to the needle when it gets right up there to the finish, and my tape is not there because of the feed dogs. Okay. Big time saver when you're doing a bunch of these. Yeah, when I was talking about the quality of my videos, I thought, well, I guess people probably just put it on replay when they're sewing and not looking at it. That's the only thing I can figure. Yeah. Oh, one of you said the Olympics are over. That might be part of it too. Yeah. Okay. One more. And, you know, if I can get one step a day done, that's great. 20 minutes at a time. Eat that elephant one little bite at a time. Same thing over and over, rinse and repeat. Trim, clip them apart, don't tug. It's amazing that just this tiny, tiny bit of not being in the corner on that stitch gives you the room that you need to fold. Okay. Just a tiny, tiny bit. It's amazing. If you don't have that, it won't fit and you'll be mad. Franny, thank you so much for your super sticker, sweetheart. That's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate it. You're a dear. All right, so these are all put apart. Okay. Cheap class, right? Cheap class. And having fun while we're at it. It just makes quilting fun when you understand. I have to understand why something is the way it is. That's just me. Why? I don't like, I need this other piece. I don't like doing something when I don't understand why it works the way it does. Okay. Because if I understand how it works, then I can perfect the technique. I didn't finger press that one. That's okay. Rob Appel of Man Sewing. Yeah, I like him. Rob Appel. I'd like to meet him. He might be at Road to California. I don't know. I'll be out there in January in the Sewing Machines Plus booth. So that's cool. The weekend, let's see, not this weekend, next weekend, I will be at All Brands in San Antonio. And they've got me teaching something. I'm not sure what. And then 2 weeks after that, a next All Brands Academy. Both of those are sold out right now. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys and seeing some old friends too. That'll be nice. We have such a sweet community. You guys are funny. Looking at the stuff you're talking about. This makes me happy. See, the piece, it just folds up and fits perfect. Such a good thing. And, you know, I took a quilting class years ago, and I was not taught this. And I don't know why I wasn't taught this. It was money wasted. I was not getting accurate 1/4 inch seams until I got this machine. And I used the 1/4 inch foot on the machine. Then I got accurate seam allowances. Sometimes I still have to mark them. Every once in a while, I'll come across a block that gives me fits. Okay. Oh, I didn't clapper it. Whoa. That there's some magic that happens between the natural wood, the natural cotton, and the natural wool that just does beautiful. And it gives you a pretty seam even without pressing your seams open. And I'm not a fan of that. I have a block down there. Where did that come from? Must have fell out of my little cart. What are you doing? Oh, I know that. That's Garden Girl. Okay. Okay. Scissors. This is awesome. All right, you guys, our hour is up. How fun was this? I need to trim these. I'll get that done. So I'll set my watch for 20 minutes and continue to sew here when we're finished. And then day by day, this will get done just like those got done. This was a lot of fun. You guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you. Love you guys. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you here tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out the door if you wouldn't mind. And we'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.